Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And I did my best to compile a list of 5 fragrances that I think work awesome in the gym. They're not going to necessarily be the best fragrances for the gym. I'm sure that some of you guys are going to say, hey, have you tried CK Summer and stuff like that? There's some fragrances that are very affordable that I have not smelled yet, and that's the fun thing about this, is I'm sure that I'm going to unearth and discover other fragrances that will boot some of these out of this list. But nonetheless, these all work incredibly well for the gym. And to me, what deems a gym friendly fragrance is something that's very easy, very kind of fresh and airy and uplifting and super inoffensive, typically don't project very well and typically don't last very long, because you want them to be very easy, inoffensive to those around you, and not cloying to yourself when you are wearing them. More than anything else in the gym, a lot of times a fragrance is for yourself and not for others around you, right? But the gym and the office are a different story, in my opinion. You want something that other people are going to think smells good as well, or you might get some complaints, right? So I digress. Without further ado, let's just jump into this thing in no particular order and go over, starting off with Hugo's Reversed. Now this fragrance is kind of funny because it didn't wow me at first. When I first smelled this thing, I did like it. I thought it was nice smelling, but it didn't give me any kind of a wow factor. I just thought it was another crisp, clean, easy, fresh summertime fragrance. It smelled good, but since I first smelled it, this thing's gone up like 1.5 points on my rating scale. It's like a 7 out of 10 now. Projection's average. Performance is average. It's a 5-hour fragrance. You get a decent scent bubble, so you don't have to go heavy on the sprays with this one in the gym. And this is a citrusy, fresh, spicy, vetiver, earthy fragrance. That's pretty much it. It's that simple. It's a real clean, crisp citrus that's not piercing or sharp, but it's crisp and easy and kind of juicy and watery. The vetiver is real smooth with a touch of earthiness, and the rosemary just gives it a little bit of an added sparkle on the fresh spiciness. But it's a very smooth, easy fragrance that's not complex, but nonetheless smells great. And you could also go with the Fragrance World's Imperium. People compare this to Roger Parfum's Elysium, and it does bear a striking resemblance. You can say it's heavily inspired, not a direct clone, because it's real similar. This works as well. But the reason why I'm not doing both of them is because they are so similar, and I'm going with this one because you'll find this one at the rack stores. So, but either one of these are awesome for the gym. Next up, Abercrombie Fitch First Instinct Blue. Now, if you're going by the box, First Instinct together might make you think that it's blue because the box is a very electric blue color. This one's in a super dark blue box like this one. And what you're going to get in this one is it opens up with this super pleasing, crisp green apple note. It has some lavender, a little bit of pepper, and sandalwood. The pepper and the apple open up almost at the same time, that sweet powdery lavender. It's very, very, very light on the powderiness. Everything about this is light, honestly, and that creamy sandalwood. This needs to be done in an extreme or an intense version or a parfum or something, because the smell on this fragrance is magnificent. And if people around you smell you, you're more than likely going to get compliments. But it's super reel back. It doesn't last very long. You will get 3 or 4 hours if you spray the daylights out of this thing. You're not going to get that much projection. You can spray away with this one, like literally spray away with this one. But even though the projection and performance is so weak, this thing is worth the $20 that you'll find it at Ross. TJ Maxx, it might be like $29. Some of these are getting marked down to $24 at TJ Maxx, but Ross is where you'll find any of these Abercrombies, which are all awesome, for $19.99, and it's totally worth it for that. And it is super good for the gym, For one reason, it's so reeled back. For another, it's super fresh and just awesome smelling. Next up, one that was kind of my gym fragrance jam for a little while is Hollister Wave 2. Now, a lot of these Hollister fragrances will be good for the gym. I just like this one because it's a bit different. People compare this to Montblanc's Legend Spirit, Invictus. This has more different things going on it to me, to not be compared so much to Invictus, but it is closer to Montblanc Legend Spirit. But to me, this is a bit more tropical. It's saltier. It's just as aquatic, but it's got a creaminess about it. But it's done in a way that it's not going to be too polarizing. It's citrusy. It's got sandalwood. It's got amber, but it's kind of got these notes that aren't even listed in it, like melon, salt, the sandalwood giving it some creaminess, tropical. It just works really good for the gym to me. I see that some things say it's fresh, spicy and stuff. I don't get a whole lot of spice in it. There might be hints of it, but that's not something that's in this. This is not a sharp fragrance at all. It's just smooth, creamy, tropical kind of a fragrance that the performance is about 4 hours. Projection is just under average, but talk about great smelling. This thing does the trick. Up next, this fragrance, Montblanc Starwalker, is kind of like the gym version of Versace Mano Fraiche. It takes the sharpness that's in that woody sharpness, and dials it all back and replaces it kind of with like an aquatic bamboo thing. This has that super chill, calming bamboo note, but at the same time, it's uplifting with the citrus and the ginger. It's got like some airiness in it. It's incredibly fresh and easy. This, if you're like into yoga or Pilates or something, I can see how this would be good for that, because it would like calm your mind. Like the aromatherapy on this one has that soothing calmness about it. But even though it has that going on, it's good for the gym. If you're trying to get your pump on or whatever, just because it still is refreshing, crisp, and uplifting at the same time. But this thing is just, like I said, Versace Mano Fraiche gym version. Mano Fraiche is good for the gym, but it's a bit sharp and a little bit louder. It's not like a super loud fragrance, but it's a little bit louder than probably your average fragrance, whereas this one is a little more reeled back, having all that same scent profile, complement DNA as Mano Fraiche or Abercrombie Sport, but with that calming, smooth aquaticness and that bamboo note. Montblanc Starwalker, excellent gym fragrance. And last but not least, Vacation in a Bottle, Tommy Bahama, Saint Barts. That salty tequila, summertime, citrus, watery, just chilling on the beach kind of a fragrance. You hear me saying this before, I'll say it again. It's just like relaxing under a coconut palm with your toes in the sand, sipping on like a margarita or something. Very salty, very citrus. It's got guava, it's got agave. I've seen tequila. You know, this thing, let me just get a whiff of this thing. It's kind of weird to hold in the hand. You gotta like use your middle finger with this thing to squirt it. But man, it's got this sparkle in it, this uplifting, refreshing sparkle from that salty tequila note in this thing. You want to talk, it's kind of almost in a sense like Virgin Island waters, a little bit. That sparkle that's in Virgin Island waters, that gives it that vacation in a bottle. This has that as well, but a little bit more. It's a little bit, just a little bit saltier and crisper than that. But man, yeah, $20. It's an eau de cologne, so the performance on this and the projection isn't going to be that great, but it's really not much worse than any of these. It's about the same. It's a 4-hour fragrance or so. You can maybe get 5 hours if you overspray, but don't do that with this one. Just go normal with this, and it's going to treat you well in the gym. It's going to treat you well on a boat, on the beach, vacation, summertime vibes. This thing just is excellent smelling. I love the way this thing smells. So that's 5 fragrances that I think just work awesome in the gym. And if you've seen the dent on, there's not much on this one because I like it so much I don't want to have to buy it again. I don't know if you guys have any fragrances like that, but that's one of them for me. But you see the dents on these other ones that I have taken out of them because I wear them a lot to the gym. They just work really well. So yeah, if you see any of these in the wild, if you have these, let me know what you think about them, how they treat you in the gym or in any other occasion that you might wear them, just walking around doing your casual things or whatever. So yeah, with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.